All right, and we're back with segment 3 of the TMCJ podcast. Now, we've kind of, in the last couple weeks, been using this segment as just kind of a overflow for the other two, which wasn't its original intended purpose. We've had a lot of ideas about what we could use it for, and so I think today I wanted to go with one of those ideas. Since we were talking about Anthem, there was a video, just a short YouTube video that Blue and I just watched in the interim between the two segments. And it's an older one. It came out around the same time that Anthem did, or around the time that all the trailers were coming out for it. The title of the video being, if Anthem's trailer was played by real gamers. Because you watch video game trailers and they tend to be just very idealized version. You could tell everything is scripted, even when they're trying to make it sound like they're real people. Like, oh, we got a guy up there on the rooftop. Tango down. I got him. I'm aiming at his... Stupid stuff like that. Whereas this one, it's just like a whole bunch of like shit talking.
Whereas in real life, it's like, kill steal.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, had you seen that video before, Blue?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. When that originally came out, I died laughing at it. Like,
yeah, is it actually true about the RNG thing?
What?
Is it true that if
No,
you have a
no.
collector's edition?
No,
Okay.
no, that's not true. But it is something that it seems like something EA would pull.
Yeah, I can believe it quite easily. But so they did. That's okay.
So like in the actual trailer, they're on stage and they're like, oh, and here you can see that this person has joined from your friends list and is now a part of your fire team. In this version, it's like, holy shit, dude, stop with the fucking spam invites. I'm here.
Yeah.
And then they have all these just stupid things. Oh, that place is pretty cool. Let's can we go over there? And the guy's like, no, it's not playable.
Yeah, I mean, mountains are kind of the go-to for can't go there kind of thing. That's why I like when Skyrim and stuff. When I was playing Skyrim the first time, I was like, wow, it's a giant mountain. It's a big rock with lots of little rocks on it. This is clearly a place I'm not meant to go. Oh wait, I am meant to go up there.
Yeah, you can. But you could with Skyrim, you could get your horse to like shimmy and sidestep up the mountain. But I think that's oh, excuse me. The reason I wanted to start off with that video is it's a pretty good lead off to because we were talking about hype and the hype that goes along with TV shows and movies and things like that. Like whenever things are really hyped up, I almost wish that they'd have trailers like that, because that video made me want to get the game more than the actual trailer for it.
Did it? Really?
Yes, it did. Because it made me think of the golden age of Xbox Live, where it was just a whole bunch of people just playing through the game and essentially just casual shit talking instead of, I don't know, in the trailers you always get like the nowadays when you're talking about Xbox Live or when you're talking about most online voice chat games, most people aren't even in the voice chat. They don't bother with it because they're on like private calls, or even on Xbox Live when they introduced parties, like no one's in the actual public voice chat anymore. Or some people are, and most people just are off talking to somebody else who isn't even in the game. Which
or it's just like, as I found, well, it's always been a thing, but like I'm seeing it a lot on Valorant at the moment, is that you join a game and instantly, the old 8-year-old kid's like, has anyone got a mic? And then there's like a grumpy Russian dude who just calls you a faggot because you can't shoot someone in the head 50 meters away with a shotgun. There's some very real stereotypes in these kinds of games, I suppose is what I'm saying, but like they are real, and you do see them far more often than you see actual nice people, because the nice people, dare I say it, nice people stay quiet because they don't want to cause trouble. That's
kind of what I mean. The golden age of like Xbox Live and the late original Xbox, early Xbox 360 era, that was when you had like tons of people online and they were all like chatting and talking. So the vast majority of people were like you're saying, just normal people who were just talking. There might be some arguments or some shit talk, but it was to a normal level. The truly over the top toxic people didn't really show up there that often. And if they did, they got shouted down by everyone else, really. But now those are the only people that are still in the public voice chats.
Yeah. And it's not just voice chat, like the text chat as well. I was in a game of Heroes of the Storm the other day.
Yeah.
And it was a ranked match. And 3 minutes into the game, someone said, "We can't win this, give them the game." And he just spent the rest of the game saying, like, "Easy," and "throw faster, please," and that kind of thing. It's like 3 minutes into a ranked game.
Yeah, that's welcome to MOBA play.
Oh, it's crushing, because not only is it like, okay, we've now down a player because he's not going to actually do anything,
but you've got that guy demoralizing everyone else.
Exactly, mentally sabotaging your team, and so we got crushed. We managed to hang on for about 18 minutes, but from the start, it was you could see where it was going.
Yeah. And it's one of those things that guy is going to walk away thinking it was right, but honestly, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
And so I shall be forever stuck in. Well, actually, I'm up to silver now, but I'm going back into bronze pretty soon, I think.
There was oh god, I can't remember what I was watching. But it was talking about CS:GO, and I like the fact that game still has the balls to keep friendly fire on.
What, CS:GO?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's actually quite key.
Yeah. I mean, you get people griefing every now and again where they'll just, they'll shoot you in the head, or they'll just team kill and try and get just to piss everyone off. Yeah. But by the same token, if somebody starts doing that, everyone else can just shoot them. Or boot them.
No, they can't really, but you can kick them.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
If someone shoots you too many times, that person automatically gets kicked and reported.
Yeah.
I think CS:GO had a good way of dealing with that kind of thing, and I also, as you know, I love the report system for CS:GO, because you actually get to judge people if you've been known for being a good player that doesn't get reported, then they give you a little bit of power to be like, okay, we trust you enough to say, is this person cheating or not?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's also one of the most hacked games out there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because in some way they're not thorough enough with their bans.
Well, and it goes now that isn't the game free?
The game's now free, yeah.
I was gonna say that right there is gonna cause a lot more of that sort of thing to happen.
Yeah, I gave up on CS:GO not long after the whole free thing happened. Because it wasn't just you get one hacker a day. You got a hacker in consecutive games, different hackers, and on both teams in some cases, and it just was not CS:GO's a fairly realistic-esque game in the visuals and even the way that the weapons fire. And so yeah, it took all the fun and the skill out of it, knowing that someone could potentially be a hacker as well, because it does demoralize you when you think, oh, this person's hacking. There's no more point in playing, even though they could just be playing very well. That's
the line too. Is is this, because there's subtle things too. There's the wall hacks, which just lets them see through walls, and they could be decent at the game, but just that extra information that you're coming around the corner could be enough.
Yeah, the ability to listen in for footsteps is vital. But if you're really good at it, it does look like you're just looking through walls.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty vital in Valorant as well. Scott doesn't he doesn't use headphones, so whenever I die and Scott's alive, Scott's like, "Blue, you need to listen for me and tell me when they're coming up behind me." I'm like, "Oh great, thanks Scott." While he's playing hardcore metal in the background of his.
Yeah, That's something I had to get used to with CS:GO when the two of us used to play it all the time. When we do the duels or the duos mode.
Wingman.
Wingman, that's what it was called. Yeah, having to actually listen in through the headphones, kind of like, okay, I hear some footsteps.
I love Wingman mode.
That was a lot of fun. Honestly, I enjoyed that a lot more than the main game there. The main ones were honestly kind of too long and repetitive for me.
Yeah, it did away with all the assholes and,
I liked the shorter games, honestly.
Yeah.
I wish I'd probably play the main one a lot more if the rounds were actually... Because I think it's, 12? 13 rounds? 15?
I can't remember because I've been playing so much Valorant. I think it was like 16...
For the main game, it's
game.
first to 16
and
wins.
They halved it. It was like 8 for Wingman.
Yeah, so it'd be first to 8 or first to 9 or something like that wins.
Yeah, I think 8 was a draw, 9 was a win.
Yeah. Oh man, fun game, but could get very aggravating.
Yeah, God, yeah.
And for a game that is prized around precision firing with rifles and stuff like that, I just always use the shotgun. And I got some
dirty looks.
This has just become a competitive gaming nostalgia. But
so something I was talking about before the thing I said I was going to keep it for the last bit of the podcast. COVID news in this country.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if obviously there's been a lot more strict lockdown. I think everywhere at the moment. I'm
here.
assuming it's the same in America. Okay.
Nope.
I think Mass was saying it's stricter in Canada recently.
Probably. We pretty much at this point, they're not going to be able to re-lock things down. People are just kind of over it.
Well,
and
they've made... Sorry.
What they've done is they've slowed down the reopening. So my state divided their removal of the lockdown into phases, and they were planning on moving into they divided their phase 3 plan into phase 3A and 3B. They were going to go into 3B this month. They're now going to delay that until the second wave calms down, which makes sense. The second wave is kind of happening globally, everywhere but China, because they had their second wave a few months ago.
Right. But they've made it now so that everything is closed at 10 p.m. Like all businesses. So everyone is going out to get drunk way earlier in the day. So me and E, we went for, I think it was lunch. No, it was an early dinner. I think it was I don't know, it was about 6 p.m. and we walked into this place that we really like. And while this guy was showing us to our table, we had a random customer who was like, well, first of all, he was like, why is he allowed to wear a face mask like that? I wear a bandana, okay?
Yeah.
Because I always have, I find them comfortable and it covers my face. And he's like,
Yeah.
why is that allowed when I'm not allowed to use my shirt to breathe into? Like, he had his shirt up
Just over his face, yeah.
Yeah. And the lovely person who was about to show us the table was explained why. And the guy went back to his drink. And a couple of seconds later, whilst the attendant is like, I'm sorry for that interruption. Now let me continue. And in the background I just hear, why is he so tall? I just straight up ignored him. This drunk bastard at 6 p.m. Oh my god, I'm just trying to enjoy a nice meal. But yes. So it wasn't the best start to the night.
I'm sorry. Why is he so tall?
And but yeah, that being said, it was the last day of their, because some businesses, I don't know if they do it over there, they have they were doing 50% off all food for several months across so many places.
Yeah, it's a lot of do that to get more people in.
Yeah, keep the businesses running. And this particular establishment, their chain, they continued it on until the end of September.
Mm-hmm.
So this was the last week of September. And so we were getting our last half price meal off. Oh, it was so good, really good food, and we had even got dessert because we were like, it's 2 large pieces of chocolate fudge cake with this thick fudgy sauce and vanilla ice cream. 2 plates of that was £3. In fact, it was under £3. It was £2.50. I'm really sad I didn't go out more during that.
Take
phase.
advantage of that. Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
You
see, I was in normal times. I'm thinking of a lot of chain pubs around here, like Fridays or Chili's or Applebee's and stuff like that.
Old places we don't have, yeah.
Yeah, well, but you know what they are, right?
Vaguely based on the names, but
it's like think like a bar and restaurant kind of thing, but it's like a chain. So they're all pretty much the same on the inside.
Like a Spoons.
Yeah, but less emphasis on the bar and more emphasis on the restaurant.
Yeah, I got you.
That they are very similar, but these places are more like they cater a little bit more towards like a family atmosphere, or like young adult kind of. Those families and young adults are the kind of people they're trying to pull in there.
Have you been to a Harvester?
No, I don't even know what that is.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's exactly what it's describing. Go on.
Okay. Anyway, so they'll do things like on, I don't know, Tuesday or Thursday nights or something like that, between 3 and 5, they'll have half-priced appetizers as long as you order a drink or something like that. So if normally you get a plate of buffalo wings and it's $8, it's $4 on those nights, something like that. So and they do, that's just a normal practice. That's not something specific to the lockdown or to COVID. They just do that to try and get people in the door, thinking that if they they get the cheap appetizers, but they'll also get a few drinks, and so they'll still make money.
Mm-hmm. Well, drinks are generally how people make are where places make the money, because the food certainly at this place that we've been going to is generally we get. If I said a side dish, right? How many side dishes do you think makes a full dish? Because I'd say about 2 side dishes on average makes a full dish.
I was gonna say 2 if we're thinking of the same thing, like an appetizer. Yeah.
So there's the place that we go has all these different like side dishes, but you can get 5 side dishes for £9.50, and that's enough to feed 2 of us.
Yeah, that's like that's 2 full meals for. Yeah.
So we get like nachos with cheese and chilies on. We get chicken goujons. We get chips with more cheese and bacon on. We get onion rings and something else that I can't remember for £10.
Yeah, for reference, for the people who don't know the conversion rate, that's somewhere in the neighborhood of like $12.
Yeah, it's about $12. But yeah, food over there generally is cheaper anyway. Like, there's more of a eat-out culture in America than England. That's why it's like so rare to me, like, to find something this cool.
Yeah, and I think that does kind of depend on where you live a little bit. But yeah, there's a lot more places to eat out. You know, pizza places, like takeout places, wing places, Chinese food. Yeah,
like you have breakfast places out there, but like,
yeah,
apart from like the odd cafe over here, it's quite rare. It's very rare to have breakfast out, I would say.
Yeah, there are cafes. There's places that just do breakfast, like those. They're kind of the chain places, like Denny's or IHOP. But then aside from that, there are literally just breakfast diners.
There's even like, obviously, you know, McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
Something that actually really frustrates me and a lot of people is that they have a specific breakfast menu, which as far as I'm concerned, there's maybe like one good thing on their breakfast menu. I just want a McDonald's burger when I'm going there at any time.
Yeah.
But like, nope, we can't do that. Fucking hell. That frustrates the shit out of me.
Yeah, I'm the kind of person that I'll eat breakfast for dinner. I'll eat dinner for breakfast. I'll switch things around. For the longest time, I used to think clam chowder was something I actually enjoyed having for breakfast.
Yeah,
because it is a very heavy meal, and I guess it is more of a like a evening or lunchtime thing. But I'd enjoy like a really like cold day in like November or December. I just like hot bowl of like clam chowder and some bread. I used to think that that's a great morning meal.
I don't think I've ever really had clams.
Clams and clam chowder in particular are pretty big around here, just because they're pretty abundant off the coast of Massachusetts and Maine.
I used to have a lot of prawn chowder. I love prawn chowder.
I don't know. We can't really get prawns here. I don't. At least
really?
I don't think they're native to like the ocean right off our coast. I think we'd have to get them from another part of the U.S.
Maybe? I don't know. Wait, are you higher? Are you more north than I am?
No, you're more north, but you have warmer waters than we do because of the Gulf Stream.
Right.
So that was I was trying to figure this because you guys have a milder climate, both because of the Gulf Stream and because you're an island. We have a lower latitude, but we actually have a more extreme climate, hotter summers and colder winters.
Okay.
Fascinating.
I'm just thinking about food now.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm starting to get hungry. I had a breakfast sandwich today. Let's you know what? We're on it. Let's just talk about food. This morning I had a sandwich. I had hash browns on the side, toast with sriracha sauce and mustard, and then a fried egg, cheese, and salami.
Oof.
It was a delicious breakfast sandwich.
It's been a long time since I've had salami.
I've been getting like this because I've been at home and therefore cooking a lot more because I have time for it. I've been spending more money on ingredients now than I would normally. Like when I was barely ever cooking, I just buy things that were just middle of the line, kind of inexpensive, but would last. Like sausages, chicken breasts. I wouldn't buy nicer ingredients like specialty deli meats or things like that because or like fresh vegetables, like especially not lettuce. I'd buy things that would last, like garlic and onions.
Yeah.
And sometimes peppers if I was going to make a stir fry pretty quickly. But now.
Yeah. Can't remember what I was going to say.
You're right, though. I am now getting hungry. All right. But this is just... we've kind of petered off. The idea of playing that video and then jumping off into a discussion about it really only took us about 8 minutes before we started going off talking about competitive gaming. And then... No. Sounded like you were going to say something.
I was going to say... Well, we kind of discussed most of Anthem in the previous one, so I don't think there was as much to discuss.
Yeah.
Also, I like to make the... I tend to like to make the section a bit more real world, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because we talk a lot about, obviously, media and games in the first two.
That's true. Yeah.
Also, yeah, that's something that everyone keeps telling me, even people who are not American, is about the whole Trump thing at the moment, getting corona.
I mean, it's kind of par for the course. Tons of politicians have got it at this point across the world.
Yeah. Boris Johnson had it.
Yeah. And it's not like they caught it early. He wasn't showing any symptoms. They brought him to a hospital. He's getting treatment. He's going to be fine.
Yeah, he's going to be... If anyone in the world is going to have good treatment, it's going to be the leader of the free world.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to be fine. But there was some irony, though, about him making fun of his opponent during the debate for wearing a mask everywhere, and then like the next day he finds out he has it.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of amusement with that, but
some people are saying like if he does when he gets through it, he's just going to be like, oh, see, it's not that bad. I can tough it out, and I'm 70. Oh. Which I think is going to make a lot of people very angry. So maybe the White House staff will be able to grab his phone for long enough that he forgets before he can tweet out about it. But
oh my
who knows?
God. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I've not seen the presidential debate thing that happened the other day.
It was pretty funny.
Everyone I've spoken to have just said it was a child's fight.
Yeah. So if you can imagine, like, if you could imagine somebody like, I don't know, some angry, not angry, but some, smart-ass, sarcastic punk walking into an old folks' home, and...
Okay, so you walk into an old folks' home, right?
No. So some smart-ass, sarcastic punk walking into an old folks' home, and he just picks on the most senile person there for about an hour and a half. That's pretty much what it was.
Right. I take it Trump's not the old senile one.
No. In fact...
Despite being 70.
He seemed to... Yeah, he's like 74, but he was... He had a lot of energy, I'll say that. And his opponent didn't.
Yeah.
And it honestly, it made his opponent seem a little bit more sympathetic, because it was like, it looked like he was just bullying him.
Yeah, I don't know why, like, someone brought up, and I think it's a fact I can agree with, I think there needs to be more variety in the candidates.
Well, this is something that I've talked about with some of my friends here, like, quite a bit. Why for the last two elections, all of our, like, finalists have been over the age of 70.
Yeah.
Like, Bernie was pushing like 80. Hillary was in her 70s, I want to say, or late 60s at least. Trump, when he got elected, was 69. Biden's 79 or something like that. Like, can we have them, like, do like a basic driving test or something like that before they can even run?
Not in retirement presently.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. We for the last, something changed after the last couple elections. Just the people who are getting through and making it through to the end are just, they see the people who seem like the worst choices, like, across the board.
The people who have lived, I think, not extravagant, but like extreme lifestyle. So obviously Trump with his business empire. I imagine people who are possibly like war heroes probably get through quite a bit. I don't know.
Not as much as they used to.
Yeah, I think. Well, obviously, there's not been quite as much of an extreme war in recent history as I don't know. I'd probably get shot down for that. But what I mean is, it's not like
World
you're
right.
War II hasn't just happened.
There hasn't been like a serious war between, like, actual equal powers since World War II. It just hasn't happened.
I mean, the Cold War, yeah, but you can't really have a hero in the Cold War because
it wasn't actually a war. Like, everything was like black ops and espionage.
Political. Yeah. There wasn't many boots on the ground, as it were.
Yeah, it was proxy wars and things like that. So yeah, it's true. You do have people who, like, there are active military actions, there are active, wars going on, but a lot of the time they're not, like, formally declared wars. And if they are, they're against people who are just wildly mismatched. Yeah. Or they're civil wars with other countries participating.
And a lot of the British prime ministers recently have kind of been what's left in the bottom of the barrel, I think. Like, who the hell thought Boris Johnson was going to be like he was known for being a clown, basically.
Yeah.
And yet you still wanted him in? Like, Theresa May, she was literally voted in because the other person said something really fucking stupid, and so Theresa May got in by default. Like, since David I have a modicum of respect for David Cameron, and I think him stepping down when he did was actually a good call because, much like Churchill after World War II, he was a great general and he was the right person to have leading our armies. He is not the right person to be talking about regional finance. Like that's just not the right person for the job. So I think David Cameron stepping down when he's like, right, I cannot give my all for the whole Brexit thing.
Yeah,
I'm gonna fuck off. Was the absolute right thing, but everyone's calling him a coward for it.
No, but I think that's true. It's like it showed a surprising amount of integrity to do that because he's like, I don't want to I put this to a vote and it came up a way that I personally don't believe in. So if I can't put my all behind it, I'm going to step down and move on, let somebody else do it.
Yeah,
I can respect that. But
although, go on.
No, I was just going to say I've. You probably know more about this than I do. I pay kind of cursory attention to what's going on in the UK and the rest of Europe, but not nearly as
interesting.
Yeah.
Ironically, though, I mean, I say I never wanted Boris Johnson to get in because it would be like it's just a joke guy basically. But honestly, if Jacob Rees-Mogg got in,
who is that? I know that name.
Oh, he's like the most British guy you will ever hear. Just everything about him. Even his kid's name is like.
I'll have to look him up after this.
Oh, I don't know. It's just so quintessentially, stereotypically British.
Oh, there he is.
I think it'd actually be a lot of fun if he was the Prime Minister.
Oh my god, he looks like the epitome of British.
But listen to how he talks. I'll keep rambling for a bit.
Well, I can't actually listen to how he talks. It'll come through on the podcast.
Oh shit! Okay, yeah. But yeah, no, that's who I want to see because I think that'd be a great laugh. And he definitely speaks his mind. So I think that'd be good. But yeah, I've not really been paying much attention to British politics super recently because it's been more interesting in America, basically.
I am listening to him right now. I muted the desktop audio so it wouldn't come through on the podcast, but yeah. You're right. Yeah, that is
Yeah. Anyone out there who doesn't know who I am talking about, just look up Jacob Rees-Mogg.
Yeah, that's spelled Reesmogg. What a weird fucking name is that?
Yeah, maybe it's Old English. Have you heard what his children are called? Hang on.
Oh my god. Yeah, so we've transitioned quite a bit in this. We started off talking about games, real versus hype. Then we went into talking about how people interact online, voice chat.
Just calling back very briefly.
Yeah.
One of his children's name, Sixtus Dominic Boniface Christopher Rees-Mogg.
What the fuck?
And Peter Theodore Alphege Rees-Mogg.
His wife's name is Helena de Chair.
Yeah. Marianne Charlotte Emma. Tom Wentworth, Somerset Dunstan. Oh my god, they're just all like.
What?
Yeah.
What?
You see why I want him as Prime Minister?
Oh my god.
Bring it back. Bring back the old ways.
The most British. Okay, yeah, that's okay. I see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, we're coming up on the end here. Is there any final thoughts? Anything you want to end us off with?
What's? Did we have any plans for next week? There was something I need to ask you about, like for one of those sessions, because we were discussing the guest thing. I don't know. I'm still not sure when that's happening.
Yeah, we've still got to figure out the logistics for that. We need to find somebody who's both available and willing to be a part of this shit show.
So I thought you were heading to their abode to...
No. I was saying that it wasn't going to be possible because I would have to move all the equipment.
Okay. Cool.
Well, and that was last week anyway.
And yeah, I hope you're having better weather over there than here, 'cause it's been fucking miserable the last few days.
Yeah. It's bright and sunny and kind of cool out today. It's perfect weather.
Fuck you.
All right, we'll end it off there. This has been the end of the entire podcast and the end of episode 10. We've made it a whole 10 episodes, 10 weeks. Let's see how long we can keep this going. But with that, thank you all for listening.
Bye-bye.